Hey everybody, der FM Scribe here, and welcome back to the channel and some more Wunderteam action with FK Austria Wien here on Football Manager 24. Well, last episode was a pretty long one, but I hope it gave you a good overview of the club, its history, some of the goals I have here in the save, and a little bit of the tactical approach. Well, since then, only 2 matches have come and gone for today's episode, which features 2 massive matches. First against Red Bull Salzburg and then Rapid Wien. Well, unfortunately, of course, last episode we had that disappointing loss to Pogon and being knocked out of the Europa Conference League, which when I kind of went back and thought about my old Wunderteam saga save back on FM16-17, we actually started with getting knocked out of the Europa League playoffs at the qualifications at that point, so it's kind of fitting. We followed that up with a very disappointing 2-0 loss against Sturm Graz, and they just dominated us completely and utterly, and it made me go back and reevaluate the tactics. They just overran us on the wide positions, and our wingbacks just aren't good enough. We're just not quite getting the width to break teams down or to defend properly in those situations. Kind of saw that against Pogon. Against Lask, we really didn't do much. And the Union Vöcklermarkt ÖFB-Pokal match was just didn't really tell us much. But we came back, we at home still, and a 2-0 victory. Goals from Huskovic and Polster against VSG Tirol. Played with a new tactic. You can see here it's 4-3-3-0. I'm calling it the Wunderteam step. And let me show it to you real quick. So here's the Wunderteam steps. And it is, of course, still playing Strikerless. I'm still messing with a lot of the tactical style, the overall team instructions to kind of fine-tune it with the side. But what we have now is more traditional. I mean, it says 4-3-3, but really it's a 4-4-2, and I'll explain that here real quick. Now, we still have a sweeper keeper on support ahead with a ball-playing defender in Lucas Galvao, so no more libero. Then a central defender next to him. Here you can see not really saying anything. And then one of the new roles, the inverted fullback on defense, which I love the inverted fullback because it does exactly what it should. It shifts him inside, so you get a back 3 in build-up. Defensively, it's a 4-4, a back 4, with a wing-back on support here on the left. But when we're in attacking build-up, the wing-back pushes up here, and then you get the inverted fullback to shuffle over, and that basically moves everyone over into a back 3. We've got a winger on support just sitting here, a box-to-box midfielder, and a defensive central midfielder here. The wingback kind of pulls into this one. So you've got a 3-4 and then the advanced playmaker here who roams from position on support right now. I may move him to attack. We'll see. Moves inside. And so you really get with these 2 shadow strikers a 3-4-3 in attacking buildup. But then defensively you have a 4-4-2 because this advanced playmaker on support is a big thing. And an attacking midfield left-right on support plays a bit more conservatively in defense. So he tracks back a little bit better and kind of fills this spot. So we do end up with a 4-4-2. Now, given the overall attacking nature of a 3-4-3 in attack, I put the CMD on the left side to kind of cover for open spots here. And that's Holland right now. Other than that, not really a lot of news to go over here. I am scouting a lot of loan signings because we do have spots that we need to fill specifically in central midfield. That's a major concern area for me. So we're kind of looking at that. But we may as well get into today's matches right away and maybe make this episode a little bit shorter than the last one. So we are going with, of course, our Wunderteam steps here today. We've got Früchtel in goal, back 4 Orguenush, Galvao, Plavotic, and Martins. Holland, Fischer, and Ramftel. So put Ramftel as a wide midfielder, which he does perfectly. Or not wide midfielder, a winger, just right-sided midfielder. In our midfield 3 and then our attacking 3 are Polster, Huskovic, and Aslani. Just so you know what we're doing here with positive mentality right now. In possession, we are going with an overlap to the left and an underlap to the right. Everything else is pretty much standard. We're doing whipped crosses. No point in floating anything or going mixed. Whipped or low crosses seem to produce the best. We are no longer playing out of defense. We just aren't there to do that yet. We're playing with a counter press and distributing to our back line. No counter attack. We want to maintain our shape. Of course, we're playing with a much higher defensive line and more often press and a high pressing line of engagement. That is the goal. We'll see. These are two huge tests against Salzburg and Rapid. Will really tell us if this tactic is something we need to push forward with, or if it's Darko Junuzovic needs to go back and just scrap everything and go back to the drawing board. So a huge one here. Some big tests right away. Lask was a big one, of course, in that 0-0. The loss to Sturm Graz was difficult. Sturm Graz are definitely one of the better teams in the Austrian Bundesliga. And today, playing against Red Bull Salzburg, and which is a real shame. I love the city of Salzburg. And then Rapid Wien will really tell us where Austria Wien sit overall in this season so far. It's still early, granted, but nevertheless, it's important to kind of see how these tactics play out in these situations. And Salzburg are just so much stronger than anybody else in the Austrian Bundesliga. It's a bit over the top. Okay, Kjagot takes that free kick and deflection out for a corner kick for Salzburg. And team is reacting overall pretty positive to that encouragement early. It seems like it's not working quite the treat as it has on past football managers, but, you know, so be it at times. Terzic, not Edin, and there's a shot that sails harmlessly over Früchtel's goal. Throw in Guinush, Lukas Galvao, Holland, still Holland, Fischer, back to Polster. You can see where he kind of moves central here. Now that box-to-box midfielder taking up an advanced position there quite nicely. Finds Aslani. Aslani is through, and that shot gets blocked just in time, and it is a corner kick to Austria Wien. Polster now with a man coming short. Whips that one in, looks for Aslani. And Plavotic with a bookable offense. That's a little early to get booked. Okay, Ramftl, he was looking for Aslani, but Pavlovic back to Schlager. So Pavlovic picked that one up. We can see how they're building up with two deep here. 4-2-3-1, very standard. Terzic pushing forward, going on a run. Nene gets past his man, whips in the cross. Kjagot is there and goes over the top. So halftime now. We've gotten 3 bookings. Not totally happy with that. If we look at the stats, though, they've had 3 none on target. We've had 2 none on target. The better chance so far, 1/2 chance. Slightly better XG. If we look at the heat map here, I mean, you can see here our average positions is in a 4-4-2. You can see that very clearly here, a more narrow 4-4-2, which I do like, because defensively a 4-4-2 is quite solid. All right, guys. You know what? We're doing okay. I do have a lot of players here to tell to calm down, because 3 bookings this early in the first half obviously will probably mean that we're going to make some subs here. But we'll keep an eye on that. Früchtel to Galvao. Lukas Galvao looking. He's a better ball-playing defender than he was ever in the libero position. Ramftl back to Plavotic. Good build-up here. Holland now centrally finds Huskovic, and I thought there was going to be something there, but there wasn't. Kjagot. Free kick for Salzburg, and that just over the top of Früchtel's goal. Okay, Ramftl going to come off soon. He's completely gassed. He's on a booking. That's just a little bit too dangerous to keep him on there. Guma pushing forward for Salzburg. Finds Kjagot's shot, and Maurits Kjagot gets that one. Powers it past Christian Früchtel, and Salzburg now taking the lead. I don't know if it's deserved or not, but it's Salzburg. We're still a ways away from getting close to them. Kjærgaard there, past Früchtel, and 1-0 lead to Salzburg. All right, now it's time to go and make some changes here. Huskovic, he is nervous. Ramftel is completely gassed. So what we're going to do is we're going to move Fischer into that wide midfield position, or that right wing position. And we're going to bring on Braunöder into that box-to-box slot. Fischer, of course, is getting tired as well, but, you know, there's not much we can do about that right now. Other than that, I mean, Martins isn't having a great game. He's a little tired, as is Plavotic. Plavotic is okay, but he is booked. Huskovic is nervous. Polster isn't really doing much. So I think what we're going to do right now, we're going to bring on Fitz for Huskovic. And then if need be, we can move Fitz out to that AP position where we're training him into that position, and then bring in someone else here for the shadow striker. But that's what we're going to go with right now. We're going to keep an eye on Plavotic and Martins in the back. Okay, really not a lot happening here aside from a lot of tired legs out there. Aslani is recovering from a knock, so he's going to have to come off. So that means Polster is going to have to play a little bit longer. And unfortunately, Fischer is also really tired, but he's playing well. Is there anyone else who can slide into that? Baltaxa? Really? Baltaxa? I mean, he can. We could bring in Baltaxa to play in the Fischer role. Was he also able to play on the right? Yeah, but not really. So we're going to bring in Baltaxa here for Fischer. That's 2 additional subs. And hopefully we can do something more effective with this. So let's pass into space, and we will be more expressive for the rest of this match. And maybe that'll do something, anything. So there's really nothing happening. Everything's kind of been shut down. Martins is out and tired. What we can do is bring in Meisel for Martins, who's not exactly natural in that position, but he could help. Free kick here to Salzburg. Capado back to Kameri's shot, and Früchtel through traffic. Good save from Christian Früchtel there. We'll push it up to attacking here for the last few minutes, but looks like nothing's happening. It's been a dull second half, as we have not been able to muster a single shot in the entire second 45 minutes. And Meisel kicks that one out for a corner, which should bring this disappointing match to an end. So what we got to figure out is the best way to create movement to score the goals we need. Because right now, we're not quite getting that movement in an attacking sense, which I know can be an issue at times with strikerless football. But we'll see. That overall, I mean, they didn't dominate us, so that was already a step in the right direction. Losing to Salzburg is to be expected. Actually, the board expected us to lose this match. So yeah, 1-0, 7-3 shots. They had obviously the better XG and more possession. It's to be expected. They're just that little bit too far ahead of us still at this time. But now is another big match coming up against Rapid Wien. And we're back just in time for the Wiener Derby against Rapid Wien. Big match here. And the board expects a draw. So we'll see about that. A few little changes. Handel's going to come on the bench for Meisel, because he can slot into that inverted fullback position if need be. Few little changes here. I've gone with fairly narrow. We're going with be more expressive. So just still trying to find it. And it may have to do with the mentality dropping that to balanced. We'll have to wait and see. Other than that, major changes, I don't foresee any right now, to be perfectly honest. The team is playing okay. Not amazingly, but okay, and we can probably make this work. with Früchtel in goal. It's the same starting 11. Früchtel ahead of him, Guenush, Galvao, Plabotic, and Martins. Holland, Fischer, Ramftl in midfield. And attacking midfield are Polster, Huskovic, and Aslani. I got rid of roam from position from all of these in favor of just be more expressive overall. We'll see what happens. It's an experimenting phase right now, and hopefully we'll find that formula that clicks. So a Wiener Derby, first Wiener Derby here on the Wunderteam series on FM24. I'm excited. These were always interesting matches the last time I did this. So many years ago. It's crazy how many years it's been since then. The first time I ever really went down the YouTube path with Football Manager. It was enjoyable. I made some mistakes. And now I'm doing it because I really love it. It's a lot of fun, and I'm just enjoying myself. So off we go. Aslani kicks it off to Huskovic, and yes, I'm commentating on a kickoff highlight. Fischer out to Ramftl, through for Aslani, and he almost found that lone striker getting through there from Hoffenheim. Aslani now out to Ramftl. Good wide position. Be careful with the ball here. Martins, Plabotic. Chip ball over the top, looks for Polster, heads it down to Huskovic, slides it through. Aslani is there, and Huskovic, Muharrem Huskovic. 1-0 for Austria Wien against SK Rapid Wien in the Wiener Derby. And wasn't the most beautiful goal, but we see Plabotic with the chip ball over the top, looks for Polster, heads it down to Huskovic. Huskovic through to Aslani. Aslani gets tackled, but kind of that loose ball. Huskovic is there and buries it for a 1-0 lead for Austria Wien. Throw in now, Martins. Back to Plabotic. Fischer. Holland. Plabotic. Looks for Ramftl. Ramftl back to Martins. Plabotic. Holland. Looks for Polster. Polster now. Kind of gets past his man, doesn't he? Finds Guenush, floats it in, and Hedl gathers that one easily for Rapid. And they're not building up from the back. He boots it forward. Ramftl is there. Aslani. Still Aslani, driving to the outside. Back to Ramftl. Whips it across for Polster, and he heads it. Harmless. Very harmless attack there. But highlight again, Hedl, goal kick. So they're not building from the back. It's good to know. Huskovic drives forward out to Ramftl. Ramftl getting a lot of looks here and possession. Fischer. Back to Martins. There you can see that back three and build up to Holland. Back to Galvao. Out to Polster. Coming deep as that advanced playmaker. Forward into Huskovic, into some space. Back to Polster, and his shot fizzes past the Rapid goal. Throw in Guenush to Polster. Guenush. Back to Holland. Galvao. Guenush. Holland. Fischer. Back to Plabotic. Guenush. Nice build-up play here. Guenush gets past his man. Looks for Aslani, and his shot, but he was offside. Kind of looked it. He was leaning a bit too much. So we reach halftime. It is a 1-0 lead. If we look at the stats so far, 4 shots to none and 57% possession. We need a little bit more. Let's take a look at the heat map here. You can see there 4-2-3-1, pretty standard. Our 4-4-2 is looking pretty wide. They're sitting narrow here with this kind of box in here. Yeah, team analysis-wise, in touch ratio, lost, recovered possession on the right side of the pitch, struggled for possession in the opposition's half. Yeah, not really much to say here. No bookings. So, well done controlling possession. I am happy, and we can keep going like this. We can see Rapid now making a sub at the half, because they do need to do something here in the second half, because their first half did not take place. Hat nicht stattgefunden. Not a single shot mustered in the entire first 45 minutes for Rapid. Hopefully we can keep it that way here in the second half. and maybe double our lead and come away with a win in our first Wiener Derby. Throw in now Martins to Ramftl. Ramftl now back to Martins. Martins again on the outside to Fischer. Back centrally to James Holland. He finds Ramftl. Ramftl is through, and Reinhold Ramftl with a 2-0 lead here. Was he offside? They're taking a closer look on it. The VAR, that didn't look offside. And goal is awarded 2-0 to Austria Wien. Fischer here plays it to Holland, and Ramftl gets past his man and slides it into the far corner for a very deserved 2-0 lead here for Austria Wien. Lukas Galvao, James Holland, Fischer. Ramftl is constantly in space out there. Fischer, again, drives forward. He's got runners centrally. Puts in a cross. Polster and Hedl. That's easy for him. Okay, 63rd. Oh, we're going to go through this highlight. I was just about to make our first two substitutions. Seidel back to Turmwald. Still Turmwald. Back to Seidel, and looking for Grgic, and that header goes over the bar harmlessly. So now we're going to make a couple of subs here, take a closer look, and see. Aslani is not playing well, so we're going to bring on Schmidt for Aslani. Polster's not doing great, so you know what, we're going to give him a break, bring in Fitz, who is learning that position. We're training him into that position to kind of be the backup for Polster. Throw in now for Rapid. Burgstaller, former Schalke player, so naturally I hate him. If you didn't know, I'm a big Borussia Dortmund fan. Guinush comes through nicely and picks that one up. Still Guinush. Still Guinush. Takes a shot, and Hakim Guinush. Wow. Wow, bringing out his newfound Julian Reasson, picking the ball up as the left wing back here. Grgic plays it out, and he picks it off right about the halfway mark and just powers forward. Hakim Guinush makes it 3-0 to Austria Wien here in the Wiener Derby. This is making up for that Salzburg match for sure, and a little bit being knocked out of the Conference League. Plavotic to Martins. Martins back to Plavotic. Holland. Holland's having a very solid game. Fitz looks for Ramftl, and that was not a good pass. Grgic now. Plays it through Burgstaller, but Galvao is there. Lukas Galvao. Plavotic. Fischer. Martins. Another good build-up here. Ramftl now. Drives forward. Still Reinhold Ramftl, who's having a fantastic match. He gets past his man. Floats across. Huskovic is there, and Hedl grabs that one quite comfortably. Free kick now. Fitz. And that is deflected out for a corner kick. And now Guinush. Hakim Guinush. Corner in, and Hedl gathers that one comfortably and easily for Rapid. Just going to make another substitution or two here soon. Martins to Fischer. Out to Ramftl. Still Ramftl. Plays it forward. Huskovic is there. And that header is a header into nowhere. All right, let's make a couple more substitutions here. I mean, everyone who's left is playing quite well. So it's more about giving them a break than anything else. Handel, he's actually pretty pacey. So, you know, we're going to bring on Handel for Martins. Just give him a little bit of a rest over there. And, I mean, Ramftl is having an absolutely fantastic game. Fischer, yeah, I think we'll take off Fischer and bring in the youngster Braunöder, who, of course, is the future of the club here. And as we are winding down, I was about to make another substitution. And I'm not really sure who to bring on at this point. Could take off Huskovic, who's pretty tired. But actually, what I'm going to do is bring on fresh legs for Guinush. Bring on Matan Baltaxa for him on that left wing back position. Benush had a great match, and he deserves a break. Plavotic heads that one. Not a good header. Ooh, Burgstaller with a shot, but Früchtel. Good save from Christian Früchtel. Okay, Ramftel now again. 88th minute here. Whips in that cross, looks for Huskovic. Huskovic will gather it. Still Huskovic having a great match. He takes a shot from way too far away. Plavotic, good interception. Huskovic looks for Baltaxa and finds him. Baltaxa gets past his man, squares it, looking for Schmidt. And that goes way over. Free kick now, Rapid. Thunwald. Kaigin. Oh, hits the frame of the goal. What a shot from Kaigin. And Zettelberger, and that will go out. That was a foul. Throw in Baltaxa. 91st minute. 4 minutes of added time. Galvao into space. Finds Huskovic. What a pass from Lukas Galvao. Still Huskovic. Back to Schmidt. And not a good shot. And the match is coming to a near close. Braunöder wins that one nicely. Fits out to Baltaxa. Baltaxa back to Lukas Galvao. Baltaxa. Galvao. Still Galvao. Back to Holland. Schmidt. And Ranftl again. The man of the match for sure, in my opinion. Whether he gets it or not is irrelevant. Braunöder. Nice movement from the youngster there. In that box-to-box roll. Galvao. Out to Baltaxa. Holland. Back to Plavotic. And that's the end of the match. A 3-0 thumping of Rapid. 14-3 shots. 6 on target. 1.88 XG to 0.4. You can see here we got 2 clear-cut chances, 1 half chance, 53% possession. Passes completed, absolutely dominated there. Tackles won were really good. 89% of the tackles won. And where was ball share? Progressive passes were really good. Final third passes were good. High-intensity sprints were fantastic. And possession at 53%. So overall, a fantastic match. You can see here our passing networks worked really well. And there you can see, Ranfte, just how dominant he was. So outstretched arms, well done. So yeah, a 3-0 victory there. Excellent. Now, my goal here is I'm going to probably play quite a few off-camera matches here. We've got the second round ÖFB Cup, which might be an interesting one against Admira, to see how we develop in these matches, or come back here sometime in October to play Sturm and Lask. Have these matches here somewhere around Sturm Graz. See if we can get redemption here before heading into the deeper part of the fall. So there you have it. A shorter episode than last time. 2 big matches. Fortunately, against Salzburg, just quite not there yet enough, but we held them. And then, of course, a fantastic Wiener Derby against Rapid Wien. If you enjoyed this one, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new here. I will be doing more Football Manager content in future beyond just the Let's Play stuff. I want to kind of also get into some tactics and tips videos. Again, I haven't done that in a long time, and I really enjoy doing those. If you enjoyed it, again, likes always appreciated. Comments. Let me know your thoughts on the tactical approach and how that Wiener Derby went. Until next time, I am the FM Scribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.